had people raise this subject to me a few times, but I've always just been like, it's such an odd thing to talk about. Like, why would I talk about that on camera? But what the hell, with Brexit and all, might as well. Brexit, sorry, look what I said, Brexit. I'm so bored. A lot of people seem to think that, like, if you seek asylum here, that like everything is rosy, everything's gonna be easy, like you can get a job, you can be earning pounds, and you know, it's definitely not as easy as you think at all. It's not easy even living here. It's so expensive, especially if you don't know what you're doing. I wouldn't come here empty-handed. I wouldn't come here with no money. I wouldn't come here expecting to get a job on arrival. If you're intelligent, you would be applying while you are wherever you are if you plan to work here. And housing can be affordable, but I feel like it's a bit better if you move out of London. I wouldn't really rely on whoever you're talking to. If you're talking to people that say you should come to Britain and they'll help you, I don't rely on those people, even if they're family members. Like, if you want to do things like that, you should be very self-reliant. You can't trust anyone because a lot of people take advantage, and I just don't think that's here. I just think that's in general. Like, not a lot of people expect to help you for nothing. Not a lot of people like me in the world, you know. Like, I help, but like some people, just because they help you, now they're expecting a bit of this, a bit of this, a bit of down there. Like, you have to give them something for what they've done, like, and they'll constantly remind you about that. And they'll constantly, you don't want anyone threatening you over your status, like, because that's what a lot of people do. They feel like they're in power, they're in a position now. If they've married you to get here, they'll proper throw that in your face. Like, well, if all I need to do is tell the Home Office, what I need to do. If you don't want that, then you better be more independent and self-efficient and do things that you got to do yourself. If you haven't got money to come here, then that's your own business. You better start saving and working towards it. I'm not going to sugarcoat things because it's not about being nice, it's the truth. What else do you need to be aware of? How? I don't know how you would go about seeking asylum, to be honest. I mean, Jesus, that's a bit too much. Just do your research. But I know a lot of people would, like, a lot of people overstayed and then they did it like that, or they got married, which is not as easy. So I don't think that's going to be an easy route for you either, because they're really cracking down on that shit. I feel like if you really have a genuine reason, honesty can really truly be the best policy, especially if you're coming from a country that's really homophobic. So that would definitely work in your favour. But I would definitely, because I've wondered when people have come here and that I've known, and they have the most ridiculous stories, and they always try to make up a lie, like, and I'm like, why don't you just be honest to why you're here? Like, it's not like you come from a fantastic situation. Sometimes you lying is just gonna get you, and then you have to remember what you're saying, you get interviewed, and what was the point lying when you come here from a bad situation in the first place? Like, people aren't that heartless, you know. They just want to know that you're not going to take advantage of the country. So I feel like you should just be honest. Like, if you come from a really homophobic country, if you come from a country of war, of course you've got reasons and valid grounds to seek asylum. But I mean, if you're just from the EU, it's probably easier for you. If you're not, then, you know, it's going to be a bit harder. But you'd get there eventually if your story is legit. But I just would say, like, don't think that it's going to be all roses and what people tell you when you come here. Of course it's cool when you can when you've got your feet on the ground and stuff, and you're working and you're doing what you're doing. I guess you can enjoy like that. But a lot of people really fabricate and really go over the top with, oh my god, how easy, you should come to Britain, it's so easy, it's lovely and stuff. I mean, probably from where you come from, wherever you come from, if it's really hard, it's probably hard there. Don't think that it's not going to be as hard here. You might be able to be a bit more freer, and probably not people on your back if people are on your back, or if you're going through war, there's not really that here. But it's still going to be harder in other ways, especially financially. if you come to this country with no money, then you're in trouble. That's that. So if you want to come here, then you just have to be smart about it. That's the only thing that I can really advise. That's like my tips if you want to seek asylum in Great Britain. I definitely think you should read up on it, because since Brexit there's a lot of changes. So I don't know what the changes with the Home Office would be and what their rules would be how their rules would apply right now. But that hasn't even kicked in and taken full effect yet. So it's just a little bit of tips of what to expect, what to be prepared for, and how you can go about it the right and honest way. I don't feel like you should always fabricate and get yourself into all these situations, marriage and all this rubbish. Nope. No, honey. But yeah, that was for like a few people that requested it, and I did have over, you'd be surprised, had a lot of people message me stuff like this. So, here it is.